ZNet from Zanichelli, 60 million initiative for human potential technologies. So here we have like a really unique example, which is essentially how a 150-year-old company in the publishing and editor space is actually, well, they have been very active in the venture ecosystem, trying to keep up with all the technologies. What they're doing right now is kind of taking the next step, which is basically combining a venture builder with an M&A arm. So with launching this kind of hybrid model, which will support both early stage startup and will acquire established firms, or will build some sort of collaboration between the two. So very interesting model, very unique for a corporation to do that. Coming from the corporate venture space, that's kind of like one of the best way to actually diversify, I would say, because they already have like a VC arm that has been actively investing in the past few years. Now they're also tapping into what is the acceleration, which is the early part, and then the M&A, which is the later part. So really, the idea for them, I believe, is really to have this full VC stack, if we might call that, to cover a lot of different, markets, different like stages, ideas, and to capture as much new technologies as possible from different levels. So kudos to the team, very interesting. They got a new hire, basically from an executive from Uber and Revolut, so some of the top players. And very interesting case for Italy, I would say.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to see how they will develop the thesis. Consider that as an investment firm, Zanichelli Ventures invested, I think, only one Italian tech company, and they deployed a lot of capital abroad, so they have a large reach, at least potential point of view. So I'm very curious about how they will develop this idea. In a moment in time where the question about how will human learn, develop, and acquire knowledge is a very open question in my mind. So I have no idea how things are going to develop going forward.
I love their payoff, which is kind of the human potential payoff. That's really interesting because not only covers education overall, which I agree, it's definitely going to be groundbreaking, especially with all the AI stuff that are coming out. But they're also including, wellness, productivity, and upskilling. I think that's also like a very interesting element, which is critical for education and for the future of work. One other thing that we might mention for people interested in EdTech is the report that you mentioned in your newsletter, 2025 status of EdTech. So for people that are interested, it's definitely interesting to take a look, just because it's a very well made and highly segmented report, so you can really get a feel from K-12 up to professional upskilling and beyond. So very, very interesting read for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So another thing that I wanted to mention is that, spending a few moments on, how this, so basically ZNext is fully self-funded by Zanichelli. There is no external investors. And again, this is another uniqueness of this kind of initiative, which gives them a lot of independence, a lot of outlook for the long-term strategic, I would say, the long-term strategic outlook in a way that they can actually make sure that it is in line with the company strategy. On top of that, there is no venture pressure. So the classic, post 10-year exit in a way that we need to rush to sell the companies to get, MOIC for investor, and calculate our RRR and et cetera, et cetera. Interesting angle, very interesting angle. And to see it succeed, it will mean a lot for a corporate venture strategy for sure.
Yeah. Yep. If you see it from the corporate and the family point of view, the Zanichelli family point of view, this is probably future defining. So this is a bet on their future. Some sense, right? So 60 million is a lot of money, even though they're a big publisher.